Good morning. Welcome to Second Unitarian Church. Please rise in body and or spirit and join us in singing We Laugh, We Cry, which is number 354 if you have a gray hymnal.
Second Unitarian Church. I am Michael Tebby, a member of the Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are he and him. Today we are in person at the Admiral at the Lake, the 2U Sanctuary, and continuing to meet virtually using Zoom. We're glad you're here, whichever way you're attending. If you're in the sanctuary and would benefit from noise-canceling headphones, we have one pair for adults and one for children. Please see our tech team in the back. As we navigate varying needs for health and wellness, particularly related to COVID, we welcome you to wear a mask. We have masks available at the table as you enter the building. We especially welcome newcomers and visitors this morning. Finding a new community and making new connections can be challenging. Please know that we're excited to have you and look forward to getting to know you. Coffee and snacks are available in the Palmer Room just outside the sanctuary. You can also go upstairs to the loft for more space, but please remember to bring plates and cups down to the kitchen when you're done. One way to get to know people and see old friends is to help with cleanup in the kitchen following coffee hour. We can always use more hands. We want to remind everyone that the sounds of children are always welcome during our service. Our worship today is led by Reverend Jason Lydon along with Don McGregor as worship associate. Music is provided by the 2U Music Ministry. Our time together requires a large group of people who make possible the worship, religious education, music, and technical production. As we greet our neighbors today, let's do so by offering a handshake. This is the time to take a moment to greet your neighbors.
Together we share, and from this we live.
We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of children, youth, and adults, a people of many beliefs and traditions, bound not by the specific lists of things we believe, but the values we share, where we keep love at the center. Whether you are joining us for the first time or for the 1,000th time, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God some of the time, all of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. Whatever your race, whomever you love, whichever way you move in the world, however much money is in your pocket, you are welcome here. I invite you now, when you feel ready, to take a breath in and out. Please rise in body and our spirit and join in our singing our congregational hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life. Join me in reciting our covenant. We covenant to build a community that challenges us to grow and empowers us to honor the truth within ourselves. We will be generous with our gifts, holding honest in our communication, holding faithful to a love that embraces both diversity and conflict. Called by our living tradition, with your nurture spirituality, within a vision of the eternal, living out our inner convictions through struggles for justice and acts of compassion.
Be seated. In just a moment, Maya here in the sanctuary and Harris at the Admiral will light our chalices, the symbol of our faith. We light our chalices this morning with a flame that echoes back for generations. As we take part in a ritual that many thousands of Unitarian Universalists have engaged in before us, we remember those whose legacy we keep alive today.
Number 1009. We're going to start on the bottom, and then we'll add the descant, and then we'll add the melody, and you pick one and sing the one you like. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Thank you.
I want to invite those who are young in body or young in spirit to join me on the chancel as I do this right with my headphones. Thank you so much. Hi, Lumi. Let's be out together. I am so glad to sit with you, even if it's just the two of us. It'll make it way easier for me to show you the pictures. Ah, and Amaya, wonderful. And look at all these people now coming. Oh, wonderful. We didn't want to be lonely up here. And for folks who are sitting in the chairs, you will notice that we don't have pictures on the screen this morning because we had all sorts of funny problems with our scanner. But you can look at these beautiful flowers right here and interpret the story in different ways. All right. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother, just like you. Absolutely, said her father, and she was. She was absolutely perfect. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was chrysanthemum. Can anyone else say that? Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. I find that one hard to say.
Thank God I don't have toothless.
I know, right? It's very helpful when we have teeth to say that one. I agree. I won't lie, I had to practice saying that word before getting this story together. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew, and then she was old enough to appreciate it being her name. Chrysanthemum loved her name. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect. And then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. Hooray, said see, I didn't practice enough. Chrysanthemum, school. But when Mrs. Chud took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. So here are some names. Can anyone help me read them? What's this one?
John, Eve, Lois.
Someone else?
L.
Al.
Okay. What?
Les, yeah.
Okay. Max, Sue, Bill, Pat, Tom, Sam,
Sam, but the S is backwards, a little confusing.
Ken, Joe, Rita,
Rita, yeah, also a backwards R.
and lastly, Cynthia.
Yeah, exactly, Chrysantha. Yeah, I agree. It is so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthema wilted. Chrysanthemum. See, I'm terrible at this. That's what's nice, though, is Unitarian Universalism does not require perfection. So we're doing this well together. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chud. Now, put your head down. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked her and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning.
The what?
7 pockets, that's a lot. But I also like to think that's a little bit of feminism, since there's often no pockets in dresses. What the heck? She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 the flowers seemed to say. That morning, the students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. What's that?
Why is her stomach so big?
Why do you, maybe, what could you guess? Why might it be?
I'm not gonna guess it.
Who knows? Her body's her body. Wonderful. The students were speechless. They thought Mrs. Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical, just like Gabe does for us. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger. And Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy, chrysanthemum's a daisy, Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. What's so humorous? Asked Mrs. Twinkle. Chrysanthemum was the answer. Her name is so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on her name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. My name is long, said Mrs. Twinkle. It is, said Joe, My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Mrs. Twinkle. It would, said Rita, pointing. And, said Mrs. Twinkle, I'm named after a flower, too. You are, said Victoria. Sorry, I got lost. Yes, said Mrs. Twinkle. My name is, who can pronounce this? Because I can't. Delphinium. Yeah. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum, right, did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. Chrysanthemum. Thank you all so much for hanging out up here. For Flower Communion, we're all going to stay in the sanctuary together. As you all know, religious education classes are taking a pause, so I invite you to sit back in your chairs. If you notice, though, that your body's kind of bored of sitting in a chair, feel free to get up. And that's true for adults. Your body is your own. You are autonomous, beautiful people, so take care of your bodies as we go through the rest of our service.
I do want to remind folks, since we haven't mentioned it yet this morning, that after service today, I'm going to use this one. Yes, you can hear me. Beautiful. We are having our annual meeting, so please make sure you stick around. There are really important things to talk about. We need to vote on our budget for the coming year. And maybe most importantly, we need to give people awards and celebrate how awesome they are. So please stick around. And there's lunch. There are subs. Who doesn't love a sub? Each week, I like to remind you that we make a pledge every year to support the ministry of our congregation. And in addition to this pledge that you make year after year, we also take a collection on Sunday mornings so that we can share with those who are doing justice work well beyond our walls. In a moment during the music, you will see a phone number on the screen, which you can use for text to give. And here in the sanctuary, we'll pass a plate around, which you can use to put in your change, your cash, or your checks. For the month of June, we are sharing our plate with the Greater Chicago Food Depository, which works to ensure those who are struggling with food insecurity are able to access the resources they need. Last week, we heard a bit from Don about the incredible work that they do. This morning, though, we will hear from Alicia Obando for our Social Justice Minute.
Good morning. Totally forgot just now that I was going to do this. So welcome to the Social Justice Minute. So I do want to point out, for those of you who don't know, we do have a social justice corner in the Palmer Room right under the offertory box. Where you will find information from other organizations, but also our calendar for the month. So every month there's a different calendar. You can take a copy with you, and it lists all the different social justice activities that the church is engaged in here with our committees and projects. I also want to point out that we have been doing some work to update our social justice committee, and we are in need of committee members. So if you are interested in helping us to promote social justice activities in the congregation with our fellow neighbors outside of the congregation, please come and help us plan these sorts of activities. We meet once a month on Zoom. So it's very easy to attend the meetings. Come see me at the Social Justice Corner after the service if you're interested in joining us. Thank you.
Now I invite you to join me in the reading of our offertory words. This church is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm it and enable its participation in the larger world around us. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received.
I want to invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer or meditation. Let's start by breathing together. Relax into your beautiful body. Feel the air filling you up, expanding your body, taking up space, and then contracting again. Try to relax your shoulders. Maybe move your neck around a little bit. Unclench that wonderful jaw of yours. And just rest into this time, this moment, in this space. Let us allow gratitude to wash over us, thankful for the breath in our lungs, the beauty of our earth, and the strength of this, our beloved community. We hold in our hearts those who care for family in ill health, those who live with grief or chronic pain, those struggling with addiction or illness, seen and unseen. We are with you. For parents and teachers and all those whose primary spiritual practice is caring for children, we are with you. We pray for our neighbors in prison, for those who are struggling to stay afloat in the midst of poverty, and as ICE continues their violence around our country, we hold our immigrant and refugee family close to our hearts. We pray for all those living in harm's way, especially those navigating the harms of gun violence. We pray for our planet and commit to work that will lead us away from the harms of climate chaos. As war and genocide continue, we pray that wisdom, compassion, and empathy guide the leaders of our world. May they and we be instruments of a just and lasting peace. Our lives are truly blessed by those who are encountering the final stages of life. We offer prayers of comfort and care, knowing that this journey is far from easy. into this, our shared silence across space. I invite you to speak aloud the names of anyone you wish to lift up into the loving support of our community. With our deepest compassion, let us hold in our hearts those named and unnamed, those remembered and those forgotten. Let it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Somebody mentioned to me this morning that I said last week was my last sermon. That is true. Today is not a sermon, it's a ritual. I just like being in the front. So thank you for joining me with this and joining each other in creating this worshipful, grounded, ritual space. So one of the beauties of congregational life is embracing tradition, which I know can be hard for some of us because we come from religious communities at times where tradition was tough. And tradition can be beautiful. Each year, we take part in the flower communion ritual. The words that I say are the same, and yet the experience each year is a bit different, in part because our flowers are different, in part because we are different than we were last year. We hear the same stories, but we might hear them in different ways. The flower communion, in case you don't know, which I know many do not, it is the longest existing tradition within our Unitarian Universalist faith. It has been going on for over a century. The practice was originally created by the founders of what was then the Czechoslovakian Unitarian Church, Reverends Norbert and Maja Čapek. These were two people who lived their lives for justice. In the early days of the 1900s, the Čapeks were vocal advocates for Czechoslovakia's independence from the Austro-Hungarian Empire and for the separation of church and state. When news came that Norbert was to be arrested for conspiring against the government, maybe not such a bad idea these days, he and his wife fled to the United States to here as political refugees. It was here that they officially converted to Unitarianism. When the First World War ended, the Čapeks returned to their homeland with the intention of growing Unitarianism in their newly independent country. Their efforts were met with incredible enthusiasm, and they gave life to the largest Unitarian church in the world. While they were considered Christians at that time, the Čapeks, who were now both ordained as Unitarian ministers, worked to ensure that their church had space for all people who were seeking truth, however they understood that truth. Nearly all members of their growing congregation in Prague had been part of the state church for years, like many, many people were. And they together were trying to imagine what could be created in place of that church. Their congregation, the Čapeks congregation, they didn't sing hymns, they did not engage in congregational prayer, and they didn't pass around the collection plate during the service. If we did that, we would have missed all of the service that happened moments ago. Their service, though, was focused on reading a selection from the Bible or a poem or two. Then they centrally focused on the sermon that Norbert preached. The time came, though, when the Čapeks believed there was need for a little bit more ritual. Something beyond words that could bring the congregation together. A way to connect to one another and to the infinite. And so this is how they created the first Flower Communion Festival on June 24th, 1923. The Chapeks encouraged members of their congregation to bring a flower with them to church on that Sunday, much like Brandon encouraged you to bring a flower to church via email, a bit of a different way of communicating than they did. Members were encouraged to choose flowers from their own gardens or pick a flower that they saw on their way to church. And if they couldn't find a flower, they were welcome to bring a leaf or a twig, anything that could contribute to the larger bouquet representing the beauty of their community. The flower was meant to be a symbol of each individual's talents and strengths offered to the congregation. It was meant to be an offering that was shared with others and given freely with love. And so this morning, I want you to consider if you have a flower in your hand, or if you're looking at flowers up here, I want you to try to answer a few questions in your mind. What is the talent that you bring to Unitarian Universalism? What is the gifts that you bring to this congregation? What joy do you want to share with those who have gathered together here or at the Admiral or virtually? Just take a moment, breathe, create a vision in your mind. If you still have your flower in your hand, in a moment, I will ask you to come forward and place it into the vase. If you already placed your flower in the vase, I will still invite you to come forward and contemplate, connect with, maybe even touch one of the flowers in these vases. And if you are at the Admiral, I invite you to participate in the same way. And for those of us who are joining via Zoom, I encourage you to share in the chat window what your favorite flower is. Maybe what it means to you, or name a gift that you bring to our community. And so as the music plays, I invite you to come forward. What a beautiful bouquet you have created. What a joy for us to witness the gifts that we bring into this community. I love that Unitarian Universalism in the fall has water communion, where we bring together the waters of who we are, celebrating the gifts we bring to our community, where we mingle those waters and use that water for rituals, for honoring each other, and for even watering our garden. And then in January, we have fire communion, where we celebrate what happened the previous year and honor the ways that it shaped us, letting the smoke go into the air above us, knowing it continues to shape us. And then we burn another piece of paper, setting our intentions for the year ahead. And in the spring, we honor our flower communion, these rituals that are part of making Unitarian Universalism what it is, because we do it together in new ways, year after year. The inaugural flower communion in the United States occurred at First Parish in Cambridge, Massachusetts, in 1940. The service was led by Reverend Maja Chapik, and while she was leading that service here in this country, her husband and daughter were both being targeted by the Nazis for their religious and political leadership. Norbert Chapik was eventually sent to Dachau, where he was held with other political prisoners. There is what might be called an apocryphal story. It might be legend or myth, but it's a story that remains true in so many ways for us, and I hold it close to my heart. In this legend, he kept the flower communion alive with the men he was interned with. The story goes that he encouraged each of the men he was with to bring back to their bunks whatever stick, leaf, or blade of grass they could find. Even in the darkest moments of life, they could find beauty with one another. Norbert Chapik did not survive the concentration camps. Those who did, they reported afterwards that he was one of those who inspired them to survive. His unwavering faith and ministry nurtured the people around him. This flower communion that we take part in year after year, it honors his life, his ministry, the ways he grew and nurtured this Unitarian Christian faith at the time that is the roots of our Unitarian Universalism today. And we get to express gratitude for his vision and ministry. We remember that beauty grows even when there is devastation. This is such an important reminder right now. This is so important as we navigate the realities of genocide, political violence, attacks on immigrant communities, the defunding of Medicaid, and the ongoing harms of climate chaos, and so many things that are hurting our hearts right now. Remember, though, that flowers return each spring. They do so even after the cold and after brutal winters. They sprout once again. We can remember the fragrance of the flowers that offer an aroma, calling us back into the beauty of life. I said last week that we can do hard things. One of the hard things is growing up from the ground. And so you've already brought your flowers forward, or you've engaged with flowers that are in this bouquet here on our table. You have shared your gifts with our congregation, and you will continue to do so. I'm so grateful that you listened to me tell you this story that many of you have heard before, but some of you are hearing for the first time. And in a moment, as the music plays again, I'll invite you to come forward once more. This time, you will pick up a different flower from the one that you put in the vase or the one that you touched when you came forward. Different from the one you've been looking at as you've been sitting in your chair and seeing the beauty. Choose a different one. And know that you are part of a community that's greater than just yourself. That we are part of a faith movement. You are part of something bigger than just yourself. We all are. This congregation thrives because we embrace each other's gifts. And so as you wrap your hand around the flower that another person here shared, allow yourself to experience gratitude for what it is that they bring into this space. And then celebrate our past, the topics who shape who we are. Celebrate our presence, the brilliance that you and everyone else here bring into our world, and celebrate a future that we don't know yet what it will be. And we co-create it by witnessing and connecting with those around us. And so as the music plays again, I invite you to come forward and take a flower. You will see we still have some flowers on our table, and that's because we are full of an abundance of gifts. And so after the service, if you discover that you need to feel some more presence and gifts, you can come forward again and take what you need with you, especially as we have our annual meeting and need you to bring your gifts to celebrate the work that we have in front of us. I invite you to rise in body and spirit for our closing song to sing together.
The song is True Colors. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, oh I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You should lose sight of it, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. Just don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors, beautiful like a rainbow. Show me your smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you're taking all you can bear, come and hold me up because you know I'll be there. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid, don't let them show your true colors. True colors, true colors are shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show those true colors. True colors, beautiful like a rainbow.
How appropriate that Cindy Lauper comes into our congregation during Pride Month. And so as we come to the close of our service, Don will extinguish our chalice even as we keep the light of our faith alive within us. And I invite you to rest your hands upon your hearts or clasp hands with those who you may have come to church with this morning. The colors of these flowers welcome us to celebrate the many ways we come into this faith of ours. We bring our gifts to this community, we receive gifts from each other, and we do the work of building the world that we dream of. It is a blessing to create this garden together. Go in peace, beloveds.